Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I am your host, Slackers, bringing you guys our next matchup in the Everyone Is Here tournament. Real quick plug. Tomorrow we are doing yet another raid boss. If you want to join in on it, it's easy. If you don't know what it is, here's a real quick rundown of my raid bosses. They're basically an amiibo that I trained up. They're super beefy, and then you guys get a chance to try to, defeat it, whatever you can. I'm going to record a bunch of the gameplay and then eventually turn it into a video about a week later. Speaking of videos for raid bosses, I have a second video out later today of the raid boss from last week, so that should be fun. But yeah, if you want a chance, join the Discord. All the information is in there. Link to the Discord is down in the description. It's very easy to sign up. I mean, you don't even have to sign up. You just have to create a profile. It's that simple. But yeah, if you are actually into playing Super Smash Brothers, like some of us are, come on, join the Discord. You want to get in on the raid boss? The people that have played it so far, they're enjoying it. They're having a great time. So yeah, longer plug than I expected. Let's yeah, but anyway, you want to join the Discord? Link in the description. All right, cool. But again, we're back. New matchup. Another result. Somebody else is getting eliminated today. So, yeah, let me, you guys know the deal by now. 100 characters in a tournament. I'll upload one of the matches once per day, except Sundays, and then talk about the 2 characters in the matchup. And then we vote. Voting's a part of the rules. So, here's all the rules on screen here for you guys real quick. And you guys can see all the rules there. So, I'm going to leave them up for just a few seconds. If you need to, go ahead and pause the video to read the rules. But otherwise, I mean, the rules are very straightforward. You vote for who you want. You don't have to vote for who's necessarily more likely. Vote for who you want. We only get one vote. The way to vote is type the name of the character you're voting for down in the comments. Yeah, you guys see the rest of the rules. So yeah, short little rules up on screen today. Again, if you want to read the rest of them, feel free to pause the video. Otherwise, we're moving straight on into the rest of the video. Alright, so we got to go over the results from last week, which was it was a very weird contrast of styles of characters. So the matchup was Doomslayer from Doom, who was, his opponent was Captain Toad from, I guess, the Captain Toad series, or if you really want to go, the Mario's, whatever. Captain Toad against Doomslayer, who ended up winning this one. Who was it? I actually forgot. It's Doomslayer. Yeah, Doomslayer ended up winning this one. I briefly mentioned in the video last week about how there was kind of a soft disconfirm, if you will. Maybe a hard disconfirm, whatever it might be. But again, you still voted for who you want. And more people ended up showing up and voting for Doomslayer. So congrats to Doomslayer. Moving on to the next round. Unfortunately, Captain Toad has been eliminated. Sorry, Miles. But yeah, again, every character is going to get eliminated at some point, except for the overall winner, but that's way down the road. Anyway, that's the results, so we're just going straight into the matchup. And we have a sort of a strange-ish matchup today. So we do have Tails from the Sonic series. Yeah, we all know Tails, the Mii costume. The spirit, that Tails, yeah. But his opponent, Hatsune Miku. Yeah, some people, I mean, we'll talk about the character, right? So, what, she up first? Yeah, Hatsune Miku. So, like, this was a character, like, what, like a decade ago? Longer than that? How long has Hatsune Miku been around? Whoa, I'm just realizing that's weird. Like, if you were on the internet, there's a good chance that you've probably seen this character. Maybe you didn't know the name of the character, but it's just kind of one of those faces that were just kind of around. They were so popular, so many people were just, they talk about it for whatever reason, one thing or another. Some people don't consider her a video game character, but I mean, she's in video games, and man, somebody sent me this thing on Twitter, and I could not find it for the life of me for some reason. I don't know what happened to it, but somebody sent me this very helpful, like information about Hatsune Miku and why kind of not considered a video game character or whatever. I really wish I could have found that. I was searching up and I couldn't. I'm so upset about that. Whoever sent me that, I don't remember who it was. I'm completely sorry, but whatever. But yeah, whoever did send me that, thank you if you watch this video. But Hatsune Miku, we're just like, I don't like, where do you start? Her, I guess, popularity isn't really too much of, it's not really in question because so many people can recognize the face, but then again, popularity isn't the #1 thing. Hey Carlos, what's up? But popularity isn't the #1 thing that Nintendo looks at when it comes to characters for Smash Bros. Like Sakurai said, they have to be fun. And I think Hatsune Miku could be fun in her own right, where she has her own unique sort of playstyle. So she's like this female vocaloid or something. Basically, her moveset and the character is really revolved around music and rhythm and stuff like that. Now, yeah, we kind of had, DK, but he had like a Final Smash, and that really sucked. So we're never gonna talk about that, because that was just terrible. That was terrible. What kind of Final Smash was that? Like, I don't know. I'm glad they changed it, but whatever. Moving on. Moveset again, music based and like rhythm based. I think that would be, because that's something we don't have, and maybe that could be something unique. And that's what Sakurai says about, or did say about characters, and how the aspects and mechanics are, each character so far in the DLCs had like a unique sort of mechanic. So let me float an idea out at you guys real quick. Hatsune Miku, potentially for her own, I don't know, like her own gimmick, if you will. I hate that I immediately went to like a meter based, but it's not like a meter based where you're like, oh, you build up and then your attacks are stronger. No, not quite. But what if she has like a meter based where it kind of depends on like I don't know how to put this. Like, basically, if you hit attacks with Hatsune, obviously the meter is going to fill up. But that's where the meter will be different from anything else. The meter itself will unleash, or will allow you to activate a special move in itself. So, in a way, it's not quite a Final Smash, but it'd be like its own special move that maybe only Hatsune Miku could have. And I don't know if that would be, then it would get, even more music and rhythm-based kind of attacks. Whatever that might be, could get something like that involved. So I think, like, I don't know. I'm going to be completely honest. Rhythm-based music, or I guess a rhythm-based character for me, I've thought about it a lot. There's quite a bit of characters that can kind of fit that sort of style. And just every time I think about it, personally, I'm sorry, that does nothing for me. I don't look at it and go, yeah, it's just not a play style that I would like. I'm more drawn to the heavier, harder hitting sort of characters for the most part. I mean, my main characters are K. Rool, Bowser, I guess Snake. I mean, he's kind of a heavy character, but explosive Samus. Samus is a heavier character. Let's see, King Dedede, Cloud, Mewtwo. I do have Kirby, Wolf up there. Those are just a few, the more played characters that I use. And, so I don't know. I don't see, me personally, I don't see me enjoying it. So I guess I'm not doing a great job trying to make a case. I don't know. Just the rhythm-based moveset for a character, I guess, would be the most unique way to incorporate her into a game. But I don't know. Like, could she happen? I don't know. Maybe she could be one of those characters that's just kind of like way out of left field that nobody's really thinking of. In similar comparison to how Terry Bogard was. If that leak didn't happen, Nintendo officially leaking it, with the SNK copyright. If that didn't happen, Terry Bogard would have been so out of left field that a lot of people at first would have went, who's that? Like, if you didn't grow up in, like, the 90s, maybe the very, very early 2000s, there's a good chance you probably wouldn't have known. I mean, Terry Bogard. I'm not getting into Terry. Anyway, just the point, she could be one of those kind of, like, under-the-radar kind of characters, because, look, every character is not going to be able to have, like, a overall, like, a big sort of a budget, because each character is going to most likely have to have a specific budget that they can meet. Now, some characters might have a bit bigger of a budget, and then, the next character might have a slightly reduced budget to kind of, even out from the first one. Something like that, I think, can make sense, or just does make sense overall in terms of just, I guess, Smash Bros. Development and everything. So, you got to get things right and everything. So, there will probably be a couple characters that will be, I think, maybe highly requested, highly talked about characters, maybe like AAA big name characters. Maybe Tails fits that description pretty well. So, and then, you know, on the flip side, obviously, if you're going to have the big characters, you're going to have somebody, I mean, no disrespect, but you're going to have somebody on the lower end of the spectrum there that's going to be like, all right, you got to balance it out. That's how I look at it. So, I mean, they haven't said anything, at least I haven't seen anything, where Sakurai said that each character has to have their own specific budget, but that's kind of how he was, in a way, is kind of saying for the first Fighter Pass, so I guess I'm just assuming that's the way it's going to be for the second Fighter Pass. But, yeah, so let's talk Tails, though. I mean, we all know Tails, Sonic. He's got the Mii costume. He's got his own spirit. I mean, was he a level, like a 3-star spirit, an ace spirit, so that's pretty cool. I think he actually does up specials. Random fact, if anyone cares. Yeah, Tails, very well known as well. Very recognizable, and that's always a fact. Even a point for Hatsune Miku as well. Just in terms of casual players. If there's a casual player that's like, alright, you know what? I might be willing to buy an individual fighter pack, you know, one character. Or I might be willing to buy the whole fighter pass if I at least could recognize the characters. And if they can recognize the characters, that helps casual people purchase, you know, additional content in whatever game it might be. So for Smash Bros, characters are going to be your big selling point. Pretty much. I mean, like, I really don't think somebody's going to base the entire Fighter Pass, and if they're going to buy the second one off, like, the music or just the stage singularly, you know, it's the character's going to be the driving force behind that, obviously. So Tails, again, phenomenal name, great character. Has been requested for a while, ever since the April Fool's joke back in Melee with him and Sonic, defeat 20 enemies in Cruel Brawl, and yeah, that was good memories there. And then Sonic finally got in. Sonic series kind of deserving a second rep at this point. I mean, Nintendo and Sega worked very well together. I'm not saying, I guess I'm kind of saying Sonic deserves another rep. So I guess am I saying Sega deserves another rep? Maybe, I don't know. I mean, again, Sega and Nintendo, they work very well together. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see another Sega or something Sega-related company get a rep in the Fighter Pass 2. I really wouldn't be surprised whatsoever. So maybe Tails could get that. Maybe he could get that sort of bump up, a sort of promotion in a way. I guess if you want to look at it like that. But yeah, I didn't really talk moveset for Tails, but most of us know Tails by now. And if you're going to vote for Tails, you know why you're voting Tails. If you're going to vote Hatsune Miku, you're going to know why you're voting Hatsune. But for me, I just look at Hatsune Miku, and I the way I envision the character, and again, maybe I'm completely wrong with how I'm envisioning the character, but the way I look at it and see her, I don't see myself like playing the character at all. If she happens, yeah, I'll try her out, you know, once she first comes out and kind of get a better understanding of her. But just what I see, I don't go, yeah. It's not something that I'm gonna, you know, I'm not on board for right now. So Tails easily has my vote today, easy. So let me know who you guys are voting for down in the comments. Tails, Hatsune Miku, or both. They're all fine options. Anyway, that is it for this one. Again, remember, second video coming out today. The raid boss from last weekend that you guys fought, or the people that did show up. Yeah, the second video later today. I'm excited for that. But a little sneak peek for tomorrow. The matchup for tomorrow happens to be Frank West from the Dead Rising series. So, kind of another little underdog kind of character. But his opponent, Bandana Waddle Dee. Let's see. Well, we'll see how Bandana Dee stacks up. But yeah, that's the matchup. And then the results for tomorrow are going to be from Dixie Kong, who is taking on Shovel Knight. So should be good stuff tomorrow. That is it for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed as always, and hopefully catch you guys on the next one. Peace out, everybody.